Welcome to another episode of the Golden Moment podcast. I'm Mijo Biscan. This episode is called Polish the Song. So in the last episode, I talked about the songwriting process and solving the creative riddle, and then moving to the next step, which is polishing the song. So once I've gone through the process of writing a song, I have all the sections, I know all the chords, I have a melody and lyrics. That's what I call version 1 of the song. That's the version I can take to the band and we can play it through from beginning to end and it all works. So it's like a bike that I've put together and it's rideable, but it's still a bit rickety, but it's not yet ready for the Tour de France. But it does work. It can get you from A to Z. So rewriting. I hated the idea of rewriting songs. In the early days of being a songwriter, I was over the moon just to have simply started and finished a song. That seemed like the biggest triumph you could ever experience. So each time it felt like a miracle that I could not repeat. And to go back to it and mess with it felt like I might break it. Really, I was afraid of the work. So having to open up again and open that can of emotional worms, dive back in, tidy things up, upgrade the lyrics I knew were weak, confront that awkward chord change into the bridge that I knew was awkward and bad. It was just full of resistance and pain, and there was no way that I wanted to go back, and I just wanted to leave it as it was. I would convince myself, no, it's fine, I like it raw that way. So when I look back at my first few songs, I can see how cumbersome and unrefined they are. I'm sure when I look back at my current songs, I'm probably going to feel the same way. And on my recent album, Golden Moment, I took care to come back and craft the songs and polish them up, sharpen up what I was saying, lift the crescendos and hush the quiet moments to really allow the emotion to come through. So it wasn't easy doing this process, but it was always worth it in every single case. So there were songs I knew were off topic for half of the song. I went back in like a demolition expert and I knocked out columns, I constructed new weight-bearing walls, I added windows to let in light on the right details, and I feng shuied the shit out of the whole place. And so I wanted to make it somewhere that I would want to live, somewhere I would want to go and experience that feel. So that meant that on a number of songs, I scrapped 2/3 of the lyrics, I dumped entire verses, I got my magnifying glass out, and for each verse I asked, what is this really about? What's the kernel of truth here? What am I really trying to say? How is this setting up the chorus? Does it lead the listener to the next verse? So once I got to the heart of it, I scrutinized each line and asked the same set of questions with each line. Is this line really expressing the idea or the feeling, or is it just filler? If not, it's gone. Then I'd reconnect to the core emotion of the song and find a better way to say it that moves the whole thing forward. So I ended up doing about 5 drafts of lyrics and of the song structure, each draft with fewer and fewer changes over time before it got to the point where I was much happier with them. And rather than just having that rickety bike, this was a lean machine that I felt very confident in riding, that was going to get me from A to B in more of a graceful way. So it was an important transition from thinking of myself as a creative wizard who would tap into creative flow and just allow things to sort of sparks to fly, and shifting that concept over to being a craftsman, someone who could really hone something and make it better than it was. So without this shift, I might have been doomed to be stuck where I was as a songwriter and never know that there was another level of creative expression available to me. This new vision of being a craftsman helped me see songwriting in a completely new way. And I'll share more about that in the next episode. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you found that interesting. There's a transcription of this episode in the show notes below. So if you'd like to check that out, please do so. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up or a like. Give it your best rating or a review and share it on social media. Share it with a friend. Leave comments below about any insights from this episode. Any of all of that really helps to support the podcast and get this out to more music lovers. If you'd like a free download of 5 of my best songs, head to mijobiscan.com/free music to hear those. To get a limited edition, personalized and signed CD of my latest album, Golden Moment, which comes with an instant download of the digital album as well, you can visit mijobiscan.com/GMCD. Thanks for listening. Stay golden. See you in the next episode, and bye for now.